in this neck of the woods, more in America, of course, but the only flying example outside the Americas, it is the consolidated Catalina displaying for you here at Southport. One of the most famous and successful flying boats ever built, certainly more than any other type. 3,281 were built in North America alone, just around 20 in Russia. Produced in both flying boats and amphibious versions as well, and used in virtually every theatre of operation for World War II by the Allied forces and by the US. Used for anti-submarine warfare, coastal patrol, convoy escort and air-sea rescue, the Catalina, as it's known to the US Navy, was closely involved in the attack on Pearl Harbor with the interception of the Japanese invasion force, the discovery and shadowing of the Bismarck prior to its destruction, and the sinking of several dozen U-boats over World War II. Over its time, the crew have claimed 2 of 4 Victoria Cross medals awarded to Coastal Command crews. After the war, the surplus Catalina served with numerous military and commercial operators around the world and found new leases of life as forest fire water bombers, survey aircraft, and as you see here today, stars of air displays all over the UK, Europe and America. Examples around the world, of which flying for you today, Miss Pickup is the most active, and she's now the only one flying in Europe. She's 81 years old this year. She was built by the Canadian Vickers in Quebec for the Royal Canadian Air Force in the autumn of 1943, and during World War II, the aircraft is playing for you today. Hunted enemy submarines, patrolling day and night along the coast of Western Canada. Post-war, used by the Arctic Survey, briefly working as a freighter before joining search and rescue flights where it served until finally being sold by them in 1961. As I said, many of the Catalinas were used as water bombers, fighting forest fires all over Canada, along with some seasonal work in the south of France and Chile. And in the 1990s, this pickup was purchased for the African Safari Flight Project, which was planned. Had passenger seats put in, a one-piece rear hull ballista, which was for viewing at the rear, and had a stair installed at the back as well. But the Safari Flight never got off the ground, and it was then abandoned in Dinamo. And it was there that Plain Sailing, the organisation that runs this beautiful aircraft, located the airframe, and after a lot of work managed to get her across to Duxford. Now re-registered and named Miss Pickup, she flies at airshows all over Europe and has ventured as far north as Iceland, Greenland and Arctic Norway, and as far south as Marseille, Turkey and Barcelona, and over to Poland and Moscow as well. She took part in the 70th anniversary of the Battle of the Atlantic Flight Path down the Thames in 2013, and later that same year successfully flew around the coast of Britain, establishing a UK national record for the coastal circumnavigation of the UK, as recognised by the Royal Aero Club, a distance of 3,317 kilometres in an airborne time of 18 hours, 12 minutes over 4 days.
That is sad, that.
It's an unbelievable aircraft.
3,000 miles to the UK.
Really shocked when you said it's 81
It's 3,000 miles to Cape Verde. What would you rather do?
It's a really contemporary looking, I think,
absolutely
timeless aircraft. Yeah. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I just wish my bodywork would look as good when I'm 81 years old. That's all I'm going to say. She still operates from fresh water on a regular basis, and in addition to air shows
There's a
around
lake
Europe,
there
you'll
in
also see this pickup in any film. If there's a film that you see that has one of these beautiful aircraft in it, it will probably be this pickup.
They're the floats, are they? The stabilisers that they just put down?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That sounds like I know what I'm talking about.
Now, as I say, this is flying as Miss Pickup, but the original Miss Pickup was lost in the North Sea during an attempt to rescue a P-51 Mustang pilot. Due to engine problems, the Catalina couldn't take off from the water and was drifting all night. It was then shot up and sunk by the Luftwaffe, and the rescuers themselves had to be rescued, eventually taken to Great Yarmouth by lifeboat. There you see those beautiful searchlights and the pontoons on the side. And there is a memorial to the original loss of Miss Pickup, recorded on the Count of the Cost of Memorial Sculpture at the American Air Museum down at the Imperial War Museum of Duxford. Normally crewed by a crew of 8, a maximum speed of 196 miles an hour, which is about for something that's 81 years old. With her floats down, she's 100 feet long. She can patrol on range for 2,520 miles and powered by 2 beautiful 1,200 horsepower Pratt & Whitney twin watt radials, and that is what's giving me that gorgeous sound, which we will now take in as this pickup comes back. Coming in to the left now to display for you. When it was being flown in World War II as Miss Pickup, not just for rescue, it would also carry machine guns and torpedoes in some cases, and some depth charges as well in its submarine hunting role. Now, if you'd like to support Miss Pickup and preserve the memory of this beautiful aircraft and the legacy of the many air crews that flown in her and indeed to help her keep in prime flight condition, then you can join the Catalina Society. You'll find them online at catalina.org.uk. and help keep this beautiful, beautiful aircraft displayed for everyone for years to come.
Really tight turning circle as well, it seems, for such a large aircraft. It seems like it can turn on a penny.
And of course, in its original role as both hunting submarines, this would enable it to locate, drop depth charges and turn, and also for rescue as well, of course. You'll be able to see the people you're rescuing and then come round and immediately give them some reassurance that you spotted them and that you were coming down.
It's not going to do a flip, is it? Make it do a flip. If it's bit of fire is 80 years old, can do a flip. So
There we go. Miss Catalina, our first display. You enjoyed that, didn't you, Simon?
I did enjoy that. I think that's a really nice way to kind of ease us in. Something that I want to kind of bring up about that. You've got some great information on all of these aircraft.
And just around so as we get ready for those to arrive, and as we're coming in from the left, here you have these 4 fantastic helicopters. The Wasp, HS Mark 1, you also have the Swordfish Mark 2, and the Black Cats, the Royal Navy Wildcat helicopter coming in as well. For us in our Taranto formation. So the Swordfish at the front, leaving the deck of HMS Illustrious in radio silence without navigation lights to avoid detection, flew 170 miles through the night, dropping their torpedoes and bombs on the battleships and destroyed, anchored in Taranto Harbor. The attacks on the heavily defended harbour were swift, sudden and unexpected, crippling the Italian fleet and rendering the Italian Navy ineffective for the rest of the war. November 1940, the courage and initiative of a small band of naval pilots flying these Swordfish biplanes marked the birth of a new era in naval warfare. 1940, entering Italy into the war presented the Royal Navy in the Mediterranean with these serious threats. Close to the convoy supply routes to the Great Monitor, the Italian naval base of Taranto. Norfolk air flanked by the big Wildcats, flying today in NATO notified Black Hats, and at the back there, WASP, HAS Mark 1. Now the original plan had been to strike Taranto on the night of the 21st of October using 36 Swordfish from HMS Illustrious and HMS Eagle, but several mishaps intervened, including a fire aboard the Illustrious and the withdrawal of the Eagle due to battle damage. The force of Swordfish torpedo bombers therefore reduced to 21, and the attack was named Operation Judgment, and it was postponed, delayed though, allowing improved reconnaissance, which 2 days before the attack confirmed that the entire Italian battleship strength were all in the Bay of Taranto. The aircraft stopped to wait for the Northwest towards their target at a 2 hours flight time of only 75 knots. One aircraft turned back, but 20 pressed on. 11 aircraft armed with torpedoes, remaining carrying flares and bombs. The first wave of Swordfish began their approach to the southwest, and just close to 11 o'clock, the flare carriers lit up the Italian ship, signaling the torpedo bombers to begin their dive into a storm of anti-aircraft fire. Within 10 minutes, the Italian fleet had suffered massive damage, with 3 battleships all being sunk, 4 crippled, and the rest unusable. Now, I think we're going to get ready here for a beautiful photograph moment as the Swordfish, the Wildcats, and the Wasp fly in. And I think we're going to have a beautiful break. For everyone with your cameras, if you get those ready, we're hoping this is going to be a beautiful break just as they fly in.
I think it's been worth it just to see that display. That's beautiful. No, absolutely.
It really is. The Navy Wasp coming back in the forward. Flying in the colours of 606 of 829 Naval Air Squadron, or serving at various times with the 706 Naval Air Squadron, and following ship flights of 829 Naval Air Squadron, HMS Indian, HMS Hecate, HMS Aurora, and HMS Ajax. The aircraft flying for you today also served on HMS Thunder in the water with Red Cross painted on and casualty evacuation role. She was disposed by the Royal Navy in 1994. Being flown for you today by Steve Daniels, who joined the Royal Navy at the Britannia Naval College in Ghana in 1976. He served with the Naval Air Commander Squadron operating helicopters, frontline and second line qualified helicopter instructor. He also served as a staff officer at the headquarters of Flag Officer Naval Aviation for the Royal Naval Flight Training Manager team within the Ministry of Defence in London. So the Wasp Mark 1 was introduced in 1964, was the first generation jet-engine helicopter built by the Royal Navy based on an original Sanders Road concept of a light utility helicopter targeting the Scouts A-Wing model. The Army Scout was configured as a line undercarriages, whereas the service in the late 1980s, of course, with the introduction of the Western links. It was brought back into full operational service when war in Argentina broke out in 1982 following the invasion of the Falkland. 7 reserve frigates and their helicopters were recommissioned immediately for active service in the South Atlantic. On the 25th of April 1982, the Argentinian submarine Santa Fe was spotted by a Wessex HAS from HMS Antrim. The Wessex then attacked with depth charges, and HMS Plymouth launched a Western Wasp. Linked attacks the submarine with a Mark 46 torpedo, and the Wasp from HMS Plymouth were the third Wasp from HMS Endurance by their anti-ship missiles and the submarine scoring hits. The crew abandoned the submarine at the jetty and inhabited the salvage. For such a delicate-looking aircraft, maximum speed of 120 miles an hour, the average range of 263 nautical miles, powered by a Rolls-Royce Nimbus 103 turboshaft engine and 710 SPS, that's shaft horsepower. When fully armoured, 2 Mark 44 or 1 Mark 46 torpedo, 2 Mark 44 depth charges, or 4 AS-12 missiles, along with a host of flares and smokes.
It has got a sting, hasn't it?
It certainly has. Carry a lot as well. It actually take off weight of over £5,000, looking quite incredible, really. Steve doing a beautiful job of explaining for you here today. He's currently the volunteer chairman of the Busters flying contacts at Boston down. I said that carefully, where he flies the club's Rocket DR400 and a Slingsby Firefly T-67 aeroplane, as well as his own Yodel and single-seat multi-plane BT-1s. He's flown Sea Kings, Western helicopters, still continues to do on a voluntary basis, and he's also a fellow of the Royal Aeronautical Society. He joined them in 2007. That's a very good question. At the time, I think you should give them more lift. But obviously, the engines were not as powerful. Certainly would give you more lift because you had two wings, so you get more lift there. Here we come in from the left. Strange for you now, the Fairy Swordfish, the LS326, the last remaining swordfish in the world.
Sorry, a fish is it?
Being flown today by Andrew Mum Davis, who joined the Royal Australian Navy in 1978 and awarded his name in 1979, transferring to the Royal Navy in 1987, doing a beautiful job flying his aircraft today. The story of her survival is incredible, and few who have seen her fly can appreciate the love, care and perseverance that have been used in keeping her in the air. The aircraft was virtually rebuilt in 1955, engined in 1967 after searching the world for spares. And like you do sometimes, you think, I've seen that face before. You think you recognise this beautiful swordfish Mark II. Well, she was a movie star when she had part in the film Sink the Bismarck, demonstrating the pivotal role that near obsolete ferry sources played in World War II when it got torpedoed on the mining film and sailing ships that could be overtaken and targeted by surface fleets. So flying for you today, LS-326 is a Blackfish built in 1943 by Blackbourne Aircraft at Sherborne in Bennett. She served with L&K flights of 836 Squadron, the largest ever fleet air armed squadron on board the merchant aircraft carrier ships Rapana and Empire McCallum on North Atlantic convoy protection duties. Following her active service, she was used for training and communication duties from the Royal Naval Air Station in Culloch near Oxford and Worthy Down near Leeds. Flying for you today, the D-Day invasion strikes had its 1984 40th anniversary celebrations when she overthrew the Dukes of Norfolk. In 1947, Ferry Aviation bought LS-326 and displayed her at various garden party displays. The following year, she was sent to White Waltham for storage and remained there, gradually deteriorating until Sir Richard Berry gave orders for the aircraft to be rebuilt. The restoration was completed in October 1955 and thereafter she was kept in flying condition at White Waltham, registered and painted fairy blue and silver. In 1959 she was repainted for her starring role in the film Sink the Bismarck. In October 1960 was presented to the Royal Navy by the Westland Aircraft Company and delivered to the Royal Nation Air Station Yeovilton, where she's been operating from ever since. In 1962 she made her final flight from an aircraft carrier deck when she was flown off HMS Hermes in the English Channel in November, having earlier been winched on board for the annual Taranto night dinner. And this really was the beginning of naval aviation. This was, really the beginning. So we know they played a pivotal role in that Mediterranean and the Taranto harbour, but this really was the beginning of naval aviation.
What amazes me is I think with the biplane there's a romantic element to it. The look of the biplane has it's a think about it. That overactive service. It's no canopy. You're going out, you're having to, fire your guns, drop your torpedoes and everything. It must be absolutely frozen. And to keep that going, that kind of focus, it must have been so hard to do.
And such a lot of work to keep this sort of in the sky. Between 1999 and 2008, she underwent extensive works at BAE Systems to her wings, which she's been flying ever since then. She's also been adopted by the city of Liverpool, and she proudly displays the city's name on her side.
How far aircraft have come from that era of the biplane through to what we've got with the Typhoon and everything in a relatively short space of time, really. Quite a jump.
Getting away? Yes, we are indeed. Nice way for you there, ladies and gentlemen. And as we say goodbye to the Swordfish, not just of course famous for Taranto, but playing a really important role in the cockpit protection of the Atlantic and Arctic convoys during World War II. From the left, displaying for you, ladies and gentlemen, together. This hand Scotty, Black 1 and Black 2. The Black Cast in Southport for 2024. The Wildcat Here we go. Aircraft flying together for you. Royal Navy Black Cats. There you have your formation wing over. Would have pulled them both up there and called the 360-degree wing over, pulling into 90 degrees. Scotty, of course, close behind. So again, went down. Going to run in from crowd right now. Viv, 4 max on Scott, and they'll be approaching crowd centre for a Canadian break. So get ready with your cameras, ladies and gentlemen. Wildcat, as I said, a further development of the Western Lynx, sharing a similar appearance to the Lynx, but it's a very different design. It's a distinctly designed composite tail, which is the greatest visual difference you'll see between the old and the new. It also allows for a more powerful tail rotor system, as well as improving the aircraft's strength and stealth qualities with its diamond profile. Here we go with that Canadian break. We go there now on back into a steep, fine position in the high over. Get the cameras ready for the formation nose over. Flying in there today, Viv and Scotty taking full advantage of a much improved cabin, very luxurious compared to the old Lynx. It's got a state-of-the-art touch screen cockpit instruments, high-tech communications. Here we go for the formation nose over. ordered 34 Wildcats for the British Army, 28 for the Royal Navy. First Wildcat was received in 2012, and the Royal Navy received their first A-frame in 2013. Further trials were conducted since then, with deck landings on the RAF Mountains Bay. The Wildcat now, after its first public display at Airshow, is in currently carrying Stingray torpedoes, door-mounted heavy machine guns, and the new light and heavy variants of the future anti-surface guided weapons missiles. You're pleased to know they're not using those today, Simon.
Well, that's a relief. That is a relief. I mean, to say it out, I mean, if you're in a situation and you see one of those, that's kind of it. You really don't want to see one of it.
Here we go. Let's have a nice big wave to Scotty and Viv for their final break. Crown centre, ladies and gentlemen, the Black Cat Southport 2024. BAC 127 Strike Master, as I said, the development of these very successful jet Provost built in the 1950s.
I'm looking over there for it, just came round out of nowhere.
With that uprated Rolls-Royce Viper turbojet engine, strengthened airframe and hard winning points for fuel tanks, together with new comms, navigation and dual ejectors. Airstrips and therefore widely used by third world nations, initially marketed as a counter-insurgency aircraft. Strike Master also maintaining its advanced trainer profile through Middle Eastern users opting for the militarized version. Beautiful aircraft were built at Wharton between 1967 and 1984. Two local tours, 12 in 10 different countries as late as 2009. As I said to you, being flown today for you by Ian Brett. Prior to joining the RAF, Ian was a key private pilot and a glider pilot. After completing university, served as an RAF pilot then for 13 years. Especially in the Battle of Crevasse, they famous indoor storefront by red and white. In a lot of other countries, they use it purely as an advanced training jet, and Strike Fighter, of course, being built ahead of the Hawk training jets. A lot of other countries use the Strike Master because they couldn't afford to operate a Hunter. They could afford to operate Strike Masters. But that didn't make it an unformidable foe. Strike Master able to fly with 4 500-pound bombers underneath its wings. Putting that into context for you, the RAF Typhoon you will see flying later today also carries 4 500-pound bombs. So certainly it's to control the skies
one came out of nowhere, didn't it?
An air display.
That last
Sometimes,
one.
certainly with the heritage craft, something small can kind of be out of place, and they have to fix it. And so we look forward to the later. We were talking about that, because we really do it. You know, I know you can. And George always had a go at it, and literally every year about this. It's one thing I love watching it, but it puts me on edge. It really, not as on edge as they are, but it really does put me on edge. I think it's an incredible thing to do.
Well, here they come, crowd left, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome the Starlings displaying for us today, Tom Castles and Michael Pickett. Tom and Michael displaying for you today in the Extra NG aircraft, the Extra 300 NG. It's one of the latest and one of the most modern purpose designed and built unlimited aerobatic aircraft in the world. And the reason it's called an unlimited aerobatic aircraft is, well, I'll let them show you themselves as they display for you this afternoon. The aircraft, obviously all aircraft pull G. Negative G is as you go down, positive G as you pull back.
Which is worse?
And negative, because that's where all the blood rushes up to your head.
Okay.
Positive, all the blood rushes down to your feet. Here they come in, and the G limitation on the Extra 300 NG is 10 G. Aircraft, as I said, is the 300 NG, rising hugely successful stable of the Extra Aircraft Company in Germany, the original EA300 designed in 1987 by Walter Extra, a former German aerobatic champion. So we're talking about G there, Simon, that would be negative G as they go over. That's all the blood rushes to your feet. G being the standard of 1 gravity. So 2G, you would feel twice your weight, or the weight you normally feel in the morning when you get out of bed. You feel 2G. 4G, 4 times your body weight. And as I say, these aircraft rated up to 10G.
Yeah, you have G suits, am I right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And certainly when we come on to the Red Arrows and the Fast Jets and the Typhoons, they really need G suits, they really do.
Canopy on this aircraft.
There is, and there's a reason for that, because although they are flying solo today, both Michael and Tom, if you want, they can take passengers. So one of the most exciting ways to get your holiday in Tenerife, I would imagine, but certainly they can take a pilot and a passenger in there. Maximum speed 253 miles an hour, as we say. The design that you see flying here today has been tweaked over 40 years and has sold many aircraft around the world. Its recent upgrades have given it an all-carbon fibre frame, state-of-the-art avionics, and it's got an improved aerodynamics permit which enables it to have an even higher degree of manoeuvrability and precise pitching, making it the Extra NG a really fast display aircraft. We'll come on to talk about the pilots in a second, both Michael and Tom. But the aircraft flying here today, actually Tom had a hand in the specification of. He actually went to the factory and these were outfitted in 2021 with his own specification. He wanted something extra in his version of the Extra 300 NG, and can you guess what it was, Simon? He asked for something extra and it's in the cockpit.
A coffee cup holder.
You're close. He wanted a heater. He wanted a heater put in to keep him warm when he was flying on long track display. And it's essential in any aerobatic display, isn't it? Let's get a heater in the cockpit. So talk about the pilots. for you. As said, Tom gained his private pilot license in 1983. Since then he's flown some 40 aircraft, or 40 times should I say, accumulating around 7,000 hours of experience, and some of it spent as a parachute drop pilot, operating his own island aircraft for 5 years. Also participating in 3-4 parachute drops. The late Pete Clark introduced him to aerobatics in 1992. He started flying Pete's Sling-Speed Firefly, the T-67, and he won his first contest in that year. He's continued with a win in the Tiger Trophy for standard level pilots, and in 1994 acquired the Slim 500 LA, of which he won the 1995 UK Advanced Level Championship. And Michael, well, he started flying at a very young age, inspired by his father, winning his first aerobatic championship. At just 14 years old, becoming the youngest person ever to be awarded a display authorization certificate for display flying. And if you follow these guys on Instagram, they have GoPros while they do the display assignment, and you can really get to see as they come in and pull right across the front of the crowd, all nice and close, very nice and hot. They're so close. Yeah, aren't they? Yeah, just glued together. And the system of flying, of course, Tom is flying behind Michael, who just be looking at the aircraft in front and making sure, ignoring everything else taking place, and just keeping his eye on him. And that's how they maintain that closeness. Michael's performed all over the world as a solo display pilot, and as part of a formation aerobatic team. He also flies some old warbirds, some heritage aircraft, and he's currently the youngest Spitfire pilot in the UK. Nice photo opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, very nice, guys. And for those of you yet to go on your summer holidays, Michael, flying for you here today, is also a commercial airline pilot on a Boeing 757. I won't tell you which airline he flies for, but they play an alarm when you land on time.
Yeah, literally right. You know, they did the Red Arrow series on ITV. And then you had to call one of the pilots fell ill or something. Then you had to call an old pilot back, and he worked for TUI. And then literally a week later,
it's one of those aircraft. I've heard the phrase. Flies right. Yeah, absolutely.
I like old
absolutely
God,
flies right.
what
He really does. He really does. Tom Cassels and Michael Pickett flying the extra 300 NG for you here today at Southport. As we say, they can take passengers, so find their website, get in touch, and you can stuff up some cash and have a display flight with them as well. Yeah. You haven't done that, Andy? No, I haven't jumped out of an aircraft, but that was with a parachute. That's really always the way to do it. Actually, it wasn't with a parachute, it was someone else with a parachute. That's beautiful.
For him.
Almost half in the sky for you, ladies and gentlemen. You can of course trick yourself in some level of description, so you would clench, just to make sure you control the blood flow. But certainly pulling these aircraft weights potentially would put it potentially. Flight comes across. There we go, pulling the stick. An example of how we do that 420 degrees, that was 360, we can pull 420 degrees in just a matter of seconds. Michael now climbing, and then just letting the engine off. And there we go, dropping back down, taking control, pulling down. There's precise movements with the stick, turning as we come across.
Taking pictures.
The engine there, the Lycoming AE10 580 ability of the biplane Absolutely, absolutely. Coming in from the left, ladies and gentlemen, flying for you today, we have Dave and Mike, Dave Bauer and Mike, who are flying in. I don't have Mike's surname, unfortunately, along with Kirsten and Emma. Ground left, up in the sky, ladies and gentlemen, for you today, the Aero Supermatics. Displaying for you, smoke on, and the display has begun. Remember, the pilots and certainly Emma and Kirsten can see you, so lots of big waves. They will be waving to you and give them a wave back. And there we go, as you can see, our first full loop for you in Southport. There's two Stearman aircraft coming back down to display fully for you. The Allied pilots flying their fighters bombers all over Europe in World War II, and they were often taught to fly in these American Stearman biplanes. Designed primarily as a trainer, stable enough in the air not to catch novice flyers out, but rugged enough to survive clumsy landing, which is why they were used as training aircraft. The Stearman itself first flew in 1933. The company taken over by Boeing just 5 years later, but the name stuck. Sales of the Stearman initially very modest, but the coming of World War II transformed the market, and in total about 10,000 Stearmans were built by the end of the war in 1945. Nice big waves to Dave, Mike, Kirsten and Emma as they come towards you. Crowd settle in Southport. That's it, nice big wave. As we were saying, the design of this aircraft comes as no surprise. It's harking back to the days of Biggles, piloting against the Red Baron over the Western Front in 1918. The Stearman itself took to the air just 15 years after the end of World War I, and its design continued to be tried and tested on well understood features of aircraft to this day. It has two wings to increase the lift at the expense of high drag. The fuselage is a welded steel tube, and the wing spars and ribs are made of wood and covered in fabric. And originally this would have been domed or varnished to tighten it, but the Stearmans flying for you today are covered in Tessonite, a man-made fibre that is heat shrinkable and is tightened up using tools similar to a domestic iron, rather like ironing a shirt for a day of work. Here we go, nice photo opportunity as we do a nice split crowd test. End of the propeller just cracking the sound.
You have to fly close to them. That thing that came from the smoke. No! That is the smoke that's it.
When it's used as a trainer, the two pilots sit in tandem with the instructor in the rear.
Would you do that? Me?
Very similar design to the although that is slightly smaller and less powerful.
So is this better?
Now, of course, when the war ended, thousands of these aircraft rolled into the civilian market. Then they were fitted with tanks and nozzles for agricultural crop dusting. And in a roundabout way, this led to Stearman's most famous appearance in the movies, when Cary Grant was chased by a machine gun-toting crop duster in Alfred Hitchcock's thriller North by Northwest. And that's where the phrase "Mark story" really comes from.
Good to see you. Apart from your friggin'
So, here we have Dave coming across.
Oh my god. Imagine one of them was named Jennifer. He was taking loads of pictures of her and going, "Hi Jennifer."
Studied at Anglia Ruskin University in Cambridge, displaying there and getting a private pilot's license over 30 years ago at Marshall's Aerospace.
Hello.
Skydiving.
Hello.
Same time.
So let's what's in my goodie bag then.
Also,
Whoopsies.
David joined the team in 2006, has been flying for Aerosymbatics ever since. He's a full-time member of the team. He also heads up the engineering team when he's not flying. Here we come again, a very close part of stage 25 here. David has flown at air shows all over the world, starting as China, Australia, India, Philippines, Kuwait, Bahrain, and in the UAE. And on his wingtips, David has curses. Tell us about curses like.
Well, her bio, I tell you what, it makes for fun reading. She's an adrenaline junkie. She's been doing this since 2018. She much prefers being on the wing as opposed to sitting in the cockpit. And Kirsten's favourite part of the routine is when the wing walkers climb around the aircraft. So you have to kind of pick up on the cliff and then get back into the seat. She loves the exhilaration and freedom of the aerobatics, so when they're upside down, just before, it's incredible to watch. Her most memorable time doing this was doing the loop-the-loops over the Gobi Desert at sunset. Now that's quite a thing to be able to tell somebody, isn't it? It certainly is. What a fantastic job that is. So yes, when she's not doing this, she rides motorbikes, she teaches aerial circus, she practices yoga, and she does artwork as well. So she really does do only the one thing.
And she's a good round, good all egg, as they would say. She's a really, really nice lady. Absolutely fantastic. And if you see her ever walking around when she manages to, sometimes in air shows around the UK, they can land and they'll come and talk amongst them. Really, really nice. And of course, we were talking there of the two cockpit spaces whereby the trainer would sit in the back and the engines have been operated. And that's because, although they are, in comparison to the rest of the aircraft, what you consider to be very tiny, they do present drag on the aircraft. So normally the Stearmans would have a 200 horsepower engine. The Super Stearman's flying for you today, driven by 450 horsepower radial engines. So the wing walls on top and the two wings, all that drag, these are really powerful engines, so they have the extra power for those manoeuvres. Creating that change in altitude, diving fully. For the extra roll that's needed, the speed of the aircraft to maintain these type displays, they've also got an extra pair of ailerons fitted to the upper biplane wings, slaved onto the ones on the lower wings, all moving at the same time. The other aircraft will pilot today is Mike, learned to fly in Biggin Hill, joining the famous Tiger Club in Surrey, where he flew many vintage types of 2018.
I want more jets, like, I want more power jets.
I think that's also used by a lot of police forces around the UK as well.
Oh, is that the one that's it?
Yeah.
And it's one of, if not, the quietest aircraft.
So that's fantastic. And as you say, this is going up to 2,200 feet.
You cannot follow aviation.
You will then let the aircraft just drop down all under its own steam, no control, and then when it gets to 1,300 feet, there we go, recovers, takes control.
Well, I never ever thought of a jet engine on a heliplane. Never expect to jet engine.
Now flying out inverted. a flat turn there through 270 degrees, right rudder, and then pulling through, and then coming back to the ground. Not what you expected to hear from a biplane. Negative roll there. Jet engines on again for that excellent run. And as we'll see later, the purpose of those two jet engines was to give more thrust than the weight of the aircraft as the hover and accelerate upwards from station. So later on, Richard will hold the aircraft stationary in the sky and then accelerate upwards from there. Rich Goodwin displaying why he is the master in this. And therefore what is described as a hammerhead, an asymmetric thrust, straight back down again. Inverted, 1.5 roll there, pulling up to an outside loop. So Richard described his mission in designing and building and flying this aircraft, having two sources of propulsion, giving that unique capability for aerial entertainment for you.
This was 747 somewhere. There we go, left snap, torque roll, full thrust. Rolls again, inverted pull through, 1,200 feet, barrel rolls there, full energy coming down. As an aircraft that can hover, I guess you could describe this either as a home-built carrier.
jet engines, as we said earlier, the Lynx turbojet designed and built by AMT-NL, along with a single radial compressor axial from 4.7. All engines on full power there.
Right, when the red arrows are coming, you need to stand up and face that way. Richards was in the RAF, of course he trained on the Hawk, which is the jet you'll see thrown later under an arrow. Then joined 9 Squadron flying the Tornadoes, and including 21 missions operating in the first Gulf War. Left the RAF in 1993 and flies commercial Boeing jetliners for a living. So quite literally could be taking on holiday later this year. What airline though?
You have Captain Goodwin, the main bridge. More than 13 years ago, flying the
Imagine he starts doing barrel rolls or something.
Yeah. The first spinning aircraft around the
Just please
sky
put this in
ever
context.
left it. Yeah, always today for you, the Mustang being piloted by Chris Hadlow and the Rolls-Royce Spitfire by Alistair Williams, otherwise known as Skeg. And the Mark 19 is an unarmed high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft, one also in Korean War and other conflicts as well. We come in. The silhouettes of those aircraft there, Simon, is just gorgeous, isn't it? It is. It's incredible. The unmistakable shape of the Spitfire.
If you want to, we could go to Hightown and train spot at Hightown for a bit. I don't really like Hightown.
I was saying to you earlier, Simon, that there's something rather unique about these two aircraft, and that is around their engines.
Okay.
So the Spitfire, of course, we will all remember that being the Berlin engine, that classic sound in the Spitfire. Well, in fact, the Mark 19 displayed for you here is actually being powered by a 36.7 litre Rolls-Royce Griffin engine. Uniquely, the P-51 Mustang, which is obviously an American long-range aircraft, is being powered by the what you would normally see in the Spitfire. That gives a swap. There you go. It gives you that unique sound of those two fantastic power pieces that display those speakers.
Mason, there's a lovely picture of you on YouTube now.
Just hear that noise. A little whine. Classic whine of the motor engine. Quickest, more powerful. So in fact, the Griffin engine in the Rolls-Royce Spitfire today, Mark 19, coming in towards the end of World War II, marking the pinnacle of the Spitfire development in terms of speed and altitude capability. Classic outlines, which of course would have struck much disappointment in the eyes of the enemy during World War II. Both of them coming towards us now. Crowd central, cameras at the ready, ladies and gentlemen. Spitfire Mark 19 and the P-51 Mustang. One of the most gorgeous sounds to hear, isn't it?
It is, and the silhouette, having done this job now for a number of years at the Airshow, it's amazing. You recognise so many of the designs of the stunt planes really take their lead from both of these aircraft. That design is kind of endured.
It looks right, it flies right. So as we're saying that Rolls-Royce Griffin entry giving all extra power, extra speed, high altitude. In fact, the top speed of 446 miles an hour, which is impressive, and an operating ceiling of 42,000 feet. PSX-53 was delivered to the Central Photographic Reconnaissance Unit at RAF Benson on the 13th of January 1945. The aircraft was engaged on active service with 16th Squadron right up to the end of the war. Participated in Operation Crossbow, which was used to detect V1 and V2 vengeance weapon rocket launch sites. At the end of the war, he remained on duty in Germany until March 1946 when it returned to the UK, and at that point was placed in storage. In 1950, it was one of several Mark 9 Spitfires that was converted to the ecological research known as temperature and humidity of upper Maxis flight. And it performed its last flight in that role in 1957. He then retired, given ceremonial and display duties of the RAF's historic aircraft flight, forerunner of what is today the Battle of Britain Memorial Train.
As a pilot, is there you'll have an active service and then
Your objective. There was very little talking from me inside. Sit back and enjoy this full display of the typhoons in Southport.
Lost it, found it, no evidence, no demonstrating the more controlled slow roll, allowing you to see all the angles of this beautiful jet. Very graceful. It was dead.
Stand by. And so readings go on.
when it ends, spotting it. It just goes up. Like, I mean,
Again,
it's
Southport, 9G.
it just.
Turbo now lining it once again. Coming in on the A axis.
There you go.
Probably the ground must have there getting all the information done.
Southport, please put your hands together for 2024 Royal Airport Aerobatic Team. Hooray!
Josh, you pen again.
Red One stops, big team with arms to left, and for this year we have a new team leader. New Red One Night squad leader John Bond, known as Bundy. Bundy's been the team previously for 5 years. He took it a year out in 2023 before coming back this year as Red One, the team leader. He's a former Typhoon pilot, former qualified flying instructor on the Tucano, where he was the Tucano display pilot in 2012. In from the left, the smoke will come on. 4 big mixers! Myself, Red 10, former Tornado CR4 pilot, former qualified flying instructor on the Hawk, T-Mark 2 based RA flying accuracy. And of course we have Red 11, who's our officer commanding Red Arrow Settlement Commander, Adam Collins, former Tornado CR4 pilot, and flew the F-1 while on stage with the Australian Air Force. Red 8 and 9 now making their way forward and introduce officially the celebration and commemoration Operation Overlord. It was, of course, the storm of the Normandy beaches by Allied forces. In commemoration to all those that took part in the campaign, this is Spitfire Roll. On the right, Operation Board is ready. dusty number on the left-hand side is Red 3, flight attendant Justin Wales, known as Dusty. Originally from Zimbabwe, former Typhoon pilot with 11 squadrons and instructor of 29 squadrons, and also part of 41 squadron, the test and evaluation squadron. Then 4 and 5 now supposed to either side of the 10-16 make their way rearward. And then the 2023 is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the final flight of one of the most iconic aircraft in aviation history. As the team roll out, there is no mistaking the wonderful shape of the majestic and the iconic. This is Southport. Once again, Red 1 coming up at over 450 miles per hour, showing all the pilots moving in formation. And stepping across the board, right now, there's 89 changes in formation from Southport to Sydney. The aircraft slows to roughly 120 miles per hour over the lift. Effective control is a lot less effective with high speed. It's extremely hard to maintain that formation. They now start to accelerate to 200. 300 back to that 400 miles per hour. As Red 1 brings the signal around to the left. Now see the wings of the Scenic flexing forward as all the aircraft start to move up alongside Red 1, and Red 6 and 7 split towards the rear. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready for the Southport Phoenix! In the middle of that right wing is Red 4. He was Red 4 last year. And he remains as Red 4 for role effectively known as the Uncle Edith. That means he's essential of work alongside Red 4 all the winter training to ensure that the new pilots maintain and attain the standards required of a Red Arrow pilot. We now see Reds 8 and 9 make their way through rings. The team will form two distinctive rows. As Red 1 begins to come around from the right, the smoke will come off for the chevron row. on. Keep bringing them around to the left. This will be your final time to catch the red arrows in our iconic Diamond 9 formation before we start the second half. So once again, coming in from the right, the Southport Command. It's the 2024 Red Arrows.
Got your phone.
The team will now break down into the sections. We have Ealing off to the right hand side. That's red 1 through 5, named after Ealing Wright's famous 5 from the children's book. And you have red 6, 7, 8 and 9 off to the left, they're known as Hannah, named after squadron leader Ray Hannah. One of the first members of the Red Arrows, the only team leader to lead the team for 4 years. He took the team from a 7 ship to a 9 ship and formed on trademark Diamond 9. Hannah from the left, Edith from the right, 4, 5, 4, drop. We were actually formed from 3 different teams. We had the Red Pelicans, the Black Arrows and the Yellow Jackets. We took the best from the Red Pelicans, the Arrows from the Black Arrows, to give us our names, and we took the aircraft from the Yellow Jackets. And it should be easy to that aircraft from the right to Southport Command, Edith playing the Knack. Making their way forward. Red 8 and 9, posting red and blue, forward the Hammer, great. logo unsighted at the very last minute in the opposition barrel roll. Red Bull once again comes up at over 450 miles per hour. He'll turn to the right. And once again, get your counter ready for the colourful Pictures Break.
Others have just disappeared.
Pulling 5 to 6 kilos each empty the barrel, now weighs 5 to 6 times heavier as we do on the standing on the shoreline. Very height rate of 3,000 feet, inverted 6 degrees nose before rolling the correct way up to complete the manoeuvre called the boomerang. Look towards the front, slightly to the right of the helicopter on the beach and goes immediately running in with their white smoke in trail. Red one stops to follow on, the colour smoke comes on, and red one flies a barrel roll in the sky, leaving a snake-like smoke trail in the sky for the first part of the manoeuvre called the Serpent. As healing past, you can see us flying our favourite red, white and blue. That smoke colour is only capable due to the smoke contact underneath the barrel belly of the aeroplane. That smoke colour is capable due to the multiple 5 minutes of white smoke, 1 minute of green smoke and 1 minute of red smoke, with each smoke colour having its own individual button on the pilot's control panel. The during the training, the smoke plant is designed to ensure that we have the right colour smoke at the right time in the display. You now see red 2, 3, 4 and 5 wheels up alongside red 1. They're now looking 90 degrees left and right at red 1 while pulling up to 4G. An extremely hard manoeuvre to maintain under those key forces. The smoke will come on to complete the serpent with the tango relay. Once again, look to your left hand side, you've got red 6, 7, 8 and 9 coming towards you. 6 rolls in. And you immediately start to stop. These red 6 is now pushing up to minus 2G and construct an inverted barrel. Red 6 working hard against those tensions to resolve the blood starting to run through his head. And red 7, 8 and 9 hold on to the wing to complete the mirror roll. And the mirror roll is finished by red 8 and 9 to form the rollback. As Hannah leads to your right, look to your left hand side. Once again, you've got Enid running in. The front still come on. Keep your eye on red 8 and 9. Red 8, smoking blue, red 9, voting red. I take you a wonderful 60 in the sky for our anniversary, please. Once again with the closing speed of over 800 miles per hour, each aircraft looks to pass each other within only 30 metres. That's only 100 feet from wing 6 to wing 6. Once again, get your cameras ready for the colourful, the dynamic, it's the synchro drum roll. Southport, it's been an honour and a pleasure. Please put your hands together for the 2024 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team. It's the roll!